So we'll see. I'm waiting to see.
It's on live.
Oh, hi, it's Tosh, the confident Black girl, and I'm so excited for y'all to be here today. Today is our Black Women Business Happy Hour. So I have some amazing guests here. We are going to talk about our confidence journey when it comes to our business. We're going to get into some work-life balance, the things that the girls have to juggle in order to keep the business successful and also run a household and also have relationships and also, all of the things, raise kids and all of that. So I want y'all to sit back, grab your drink, water, tea. Don't do what I do. Do what you do. And let's just have this amazing, beautiful conversation. So I am Tosh. I'm the confident Black girl. I am a women's empowerment superhuman, right? So I sit down and I talk to the girls and I coach them on confidence, divorce recovery. We do some business confidence workshops where I help them be camera ready so that they can pivot in this COVID time and be forward facing when it comes to the camera. I do so many things that I do. Self-love, we have workbooks, we have journals, we have all of the things. And I'm just so happy to have y'all here. So the first person that I want to introduce to y'all is Coffe Summers of Coffee Mag. She is this beautiful spirit, this beautiful businesswoman. She has been in this game for over a decade. She has so much experience and so much knowledge, and she has been a gem to me. So Coffe, I want you to come up here and I want you to tell the girls and the guys what it is you do. And let's get this going.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I am so appreciative of Miss Tasha, of the Confident Black Girl, for inviting me on this journey. I am the owner of Coffee Magazine, as you can see back there. We are a quarterly lifestyle entrepreneurial magazine, and we feature small businesses, entrepreneurs, leaders, women empowered, and we love to share their stories as well as journeys. So make sure you tune in. Join us when you can. I am connected to Miss Tasha at this point. I think she has adopted me. So we are gonna give you and show you 4 amazing other women, because it is Women's History Month. If you haven't known. And I want you to congratulate them, to follow them, to show them support on their entrepreneur journey as well. And feel free to leave comments, ask questions, because we will be interacting with you guys shortly.
Yes, thank you, Coffe. So next we have Yolanda Robinson. And Yolanda, I want you to come up here and tell the girls what you do. You know you are near and dear to my heart. You help the girl keep the glow. And so I want you to tell the girls what you do.
All right. Hey, y'all. Okay, I'm good. So as Tasha just told you guys, I'm Yolanda Robinson. I'm the owner and operator of ST Black Aesthetic Studio Spa Suite. So I am a licensed esthetician, a licensed professional Black esthetician here in Phoenix, Arizona. And what I do, I call myself a skin therapist. So as a skin therapist, I'm able to read your skin's past, analyze the present state of your skin, and together you and I are able to go on a journey for a future of healthy skin. My motto is very simple. It is skincare first, makeup second. And with that, I'm just able to share my journey with my skincare, share my journey with my skin journey, because my skin has never been just this nice for this amount of time. So I'm very transparent about my skin journey as well. And I want all of my SD besties to normalize their imperfections as well. I encourage that. I encourage my SD besties to just love the skin that they're in right now, as long as they're on that journey. So I've been in business I graduated in 2018. I graduated in 2018 from aesthetic school here, and I have been in business since 2019. So it's been a journey, I just opened up my suite during the pandemic, and that's a whole nother story to tell. But I also work full time, troubleshooting software. I am a fiance. I'm a mother. I am all the things. I wear a lot of hats. So juggling being a businesswoman and doing all the things, I'm still learning as I go. But I'm here, I'm thriving, and I'm very, very blessed to be able to be a part of this panel today and let you guys know about my journey. So thank you so much, Tasha and Coffe.
Of course. Thank you. I am so happy that you're here. You know, like I say, you get the girl looking good. And we have such a personal connection, and being a part of your journey from here, from then to now, has been really beautiful. So I can't wait to get into the confidence journey part of this. So who we have next is Rishonda Greer. Rishonda Greer is one of my bestest friends. She is the owner of Shondi Sips. And so, Shondi, I want you to come up here and tell the girls what you do.
Hey y'all, my name is Shondi. I'm the creator of Shondi Sips, which is a blog which is mostly about all drinks, not just alcoholic beverages, but we have water and coffee and teas and things like that. So our goal there is to sample life with a sip and be the people that advertise for the small businesses. So I'm looking to support local businesses, Black-owned beverage industry, because we're out there, we're just underrepresented and undersupported. And then along with that, I have my signature sips. So I can make you a signature sip for your next event. If you are in the Phoenix area, that's where I'm operating out of right now. So yeah, we're here to sample life with a sip and socialize and share.
Yes, and I absolutely love her sips. She makes the best French 75 I have ever tasted. I've had it every place that I could think of, and Shondi's is the best. It brings me so much joy to have those sips. So who we're gonna have on next? We have Crystal Stevens. She is a financial advisor. She is near and dear, one of my closest friends, and I love what she is doing right now. She's been very helpful because you know, if you know me, the girl loves to buy a dress. And so Crystal is really good with making sure that I am creating budgets, sticking with the budget, and all of that good stuff. But I want Crystal to come on and tell you guys what she does. Hey, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Thank you so much. So, as Tosh said, I am Crystal Stevens and I do financial planning. The reason I started my practice is because there's a need in my community for financial services. It's important for me to be able to start those conversations that were largely left out of. There's a huge cultural disconnect in the way financial services are offered. I feel so blessed that I'm able to step in and be sensitive to the needs of my community. When people allow me to work with their money and create a plan for them, they're essentially handing me their life's work, and I don't take that lightly. You can literally go to anybody to get a rate of return. And for me, it's so much more than that. It's being able to help you start that dream business. It's being able to help you do that late term pivot in your career and knowing that you have the security in order to bet on yourself. It is being able to take that dream vacation every single year and ensuring that we don't have to sell grandma's house and that we're able to leave a legacy for future generations. I always want my people to make decisions from a position of strength instead of a place of desperation. And I look at myself as my client's accountability partner and keeping them on track for their goals and everything that they want to accomplish along the way. I'm also a mom. I have a beautiful little 3-year-old daughter, and I am recently going through a separation. So it has been challenging, but it has been an amazing journey, and I'm so happy to be here with you all today.
We love that. Thank you so much, Crystal. Last but certainly not least, we have Tiffany Harris, and she is the owner, operator, chef, cake, bakery, what all the good things. Okay, sis does the things, right? And she is of Cake Lady Studios, and I'm very excited to have this conversation with her. Tiffany, I really want you to tell me what you do, but I also want to know about your experience being on Cake Wars.
Most definitely. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys having me. I am Tiffany, the owner of Cake Lady Studios and Events. We are a luxury event production company. I had started doing my cakes about 7 years ago. Which has then transitioned into becoming a full-on event production company where we do luxury style events. So our whole thing this year is classy, chic, and sophisticated events, where there comes down to your catering, your event design, your cakes, your photography, all of that we have under one roof. I am also a certified wedding planner for over 20 years. So that's where I originally started. But to answer your question in regards to Cake Wars, I was on Cake Wars about 4 years ago. It was definitely an awesome experience. It was one of those things that I never in a million years thought I would be on Food Network, but it definitely was a game changer for me. It was one of those things. I was sitting in the store at that time. I had a location. I was sitting in the store and decided to apply for the show. Got a call back. They loved my work. We ended up being on the show. I did not win. I did say I wanted to go back. So my goal is to try to go back. But yeah, it was definitely an awesome experience. Long story short, I'm also a mother. I have birthed 3 kids of my own, but me and my husband have a blended family of about 7 kids together. I am a wife, like I just said, me and my husband, and been here in Arizona for about 2.5 years, and originally from Minnesota. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to tell people my journey and show people what Cake Lady Studios is about. And we got some great things coming for this year, 2021.
Much, and thank you all. I'm so appreciative of y'all being here, right? So what I want to get into, so I know I want to talk about your confidence journey, but I think that it's really important that we touch base on the fact that we are all Black women, we are all entrepreneurs, and most of all of us are mothers, right? Some of us being partnered in long-term relationships and things of that nature. I am recently divorced, so choo-choo, hey, the girl's happy about it. But I was partnered for 14 years, married for 12. And so understanding, right, work-life balance. I think that there's another level of balance that we have to find when we are mothers and we are wives. And then some of us still work 9 to 5 on top of our businesses. Some of us have multiple businesses. I had 2 businesses that I was working at one time, plus a full-time job, plus a husband, plus a daughter, plus a son, plus a niece I took care of, right? And so there is so much that needs to go into your day-to-day life to keep the balance. So I want to ask you guys, what does work-life balance look like for you? And we can start with, anybody who wants to say go first, just go. But I want to know what work-life balance looks like for you, and what is your success with it, and then what's your challenges, right? Because we want to be transparent to help other people understand that, yes, there are really good times, and then, sometimes we got some bad times, so we got to plan around those so that we can be successful.
It looks like Coffee has unmuted my mic, so I'm going to go.
Come on, Yolanda.
It is super crazy that you actually just, that's like one of your first questions, because I just posted on my Instagram about having a work-life balance. Long story short, I just went out with Tiffany and her husband and me and my fiance. We went to a wine bar, and I posted the picture of me looking down. My fiance took the picture of me looking down, and I was on my phone. And to be honest, I was working. I was ordering some products for someone who just made an online order. So to be honest, I don't really know a work-life balance yet. Mm-hmm. I'm learning it. I do work a 9 to 5. I work in my suite on the weekends. And then together, my fiance and I have a separate business where he cooks. He's a personal chef. And I come in and I do my esthetician work. And that's also primarily on the weekends as well. So to be honest, I'm learning the work-life balance. But if an order come in at 10 o'clock at night, I probably won't make the order, but I'll do it first thing in the morning. But I feel like I'm always constantly trying to be available for my Esty besties. Because what I do, I handle them intimately with skin and, venting, whatever the case may be. What our relationship that we have is very intimate. And I realized, maybe a boundary hasn't been set, because they can text me at 9:30 in the morning. 9:30 at night, and ask me how am I supposed to use this? I'm about to use my, my skincare, or I just bought this. What can I do? And I want to be able to be there for them to answer that, because being on a skincare journey is not easy. So of course I'm still up because I ain't sleep yet. So I just go ahead and answer them. So that is actually something that I'm struggling with, and what I'm hoping from the panel of women that I am around, being and I have been in business for about 3 years, 2.5 years, whatever, that they can actually give me some insight. You unmuted my mic when I was ready to listen to everybody. to give me some insight on really how can I balance that with being a mom and making sure I'm available for her, being a fiance, although he owns his own business, and being a half part of our second business together, and then being a businesswoman. So I actually need the help. So
I'm so glad that you need the help. I did not know that you were doing that, because you know that if I knew that you were doing that, I would be on you already. But now that I know, let's talk about that. So one of the things that I want us to be very clear as Black women, Black people, as business owners, we do not have to be slaves to our businesses, right? Walmart closed at midnight when they ready to close. Target closed at 10. You know what I mean? And they don't care if you need them at 10 or at midnight or whatever. Girl, you're coming at 8 a.m. when we open the doors again. Do you understand? So we need to also be the same way. I have a friend that I tell all the time. I said, you've got to have business hours. When we're having a conversation, it's time to go to bed and it's 11 o'clock at night, you should not be trying to create orders for a customer, right? But then that also means that we need to have the processes and procedures in place that set us up for success. So what does that mean? We need to have a website. We need to have the automated system that has the messages. You could create this on Facebook. So when somebody sends you a message on Facebook, it should automatically say, hey, go to my website and create your order. That's where you need to go to order your products. If you have a question, here's my email address. Send your email to this. We will answer you within the next 24 hours. It's all about the processes and procedures. It's all about the terms and conditions. It's all about the business hours. We've got to have that in place, because Yolanda, you and I have had these conversations. Recently, we just were able to go to brunch, and that's something that's outside of your comfort zone, outside of what you do, because you're working 24 hours a day, almost essentially, right? Because it's like you have your full-time job, then you have your business, then you have your, your group business with your fiance. Then it's like, when do you have time for you? And in order for us to be successful in our businesses, we need to have a moment of clarity for us, right? Even if it's just a bubble bath, we need to be able to sit down and be like, I am disconnected from work. I'm disconnected from my business for 30 minutes. Shawnee's laughing because I recommended to Shawnee a couple of weeks ago to unplug everything, slam dunk them kids to daycare, run that hot bath, get a glass of wine. Yes. So Shawnee, tell us about. So your experience is very unique, right? You are a full-time nurse most of the time. You work, you're a travel nurse. So tell us your work-life balance.
Girl. Well, it didn't really exist. It didn't really exist when, especially when the pandemic hit, and like, I felt like my colleagues really needed me. I needed to be there. And then my kids really needed me because they're at home quarantined, going stir crazy.
Right.
But the Lord knew I needed to be essential. So,
Yes.
I went to work and my husband managed, and we figured it out. And in the midst of all of that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start my whole business too. So it's been a process, and I think that you constantly are working on pivoting based off of where you're at. So I recently decided that I was going to kind of scale down as far as how many hours I work. I don't do overtime like that. Sometimes I feel bad when I see all the texts that they need more nurses, but I just had to I had to create boundaries for myself so that I could take that time to get back to the gym, get back to the things that I need to do, and understand what my why was. Like, why am I doing all this work in the first place? Like, yeah, I love helping people and I love what I do, but I also love my family and I love my husband, and I need to have that time with all of them. I love having friends. I love being social.
Right. This is
Just
very
getting back to
important.
that.
Yeah. And I think that that's important too. So, of course, as a healthcare professional during this time, of course, we want to thank you for your service, because I understand that that is tough, that's difficult, and you guys are helping keep so many people healthy and alive. And, that's a lot. It's a very heavy load to carry. I think it's interesting to point out that Shondy said she has little babies. I think Tiffany also has a little baby. Crystal has a little baby. And then Coffe may be at the top of that, because I think you have like a 5-year-old. So your baby is the oldest of the littles, whereas I have young adult children. And let me tell you something, y'all. Let me tell y'all, these young adult children stressing me out. And then Yolanda also has like a preteen. And so I think that also helps with our work-life balance depending on how, old your children are. But Coffe, you've been in the game as an entrepreneur full time for over a decade. What does work-life balance look like for you?
I don't think there's no such thing as work-life balance. Your work when you become an entrepreneur is your life. So it becomes like a gray area. It's like sleep work-life balance. So like a me time work-life balance. So work-life is almost one ball in itself. And anything extra for you is really what you have to balance out. So that doesn't become your life anymore. It's more like, oh, what's my vacation time, or what else do I need to do to recharge? And so I've been on and off. I've worked the whole time. I've been an entrepreneur up until last year because of the pandemic. So me doing this full time has been great. I mean, it's a stress reliever to me to be able to be creative at all times. To be able to clock in and say, let me do what I love for about 9 hours. And then let me get back to relaxing a little bit more after this.
Yes.
So it becomes stressful when you do the business part of it, of course, because you're dealing with people outside of yourself. But if you can create a good team, or you go to the direct, or you can find direct people to outsource that have been consistent, you really can it just flies by. I mean, you look up and you've been in business for 5-6 years.
Yeah. So Tiffany, I know you said you have 3 children, and then also your husband is also an entrepreneur. So what does that look like? So you being a business owner, your husband being a business owner, what does that look like as a whole for work-life balance? And when I think about work-life balance, I don't want us to, I want you to consider all the things, right? Because that means how much time are you spending with the kids? How much time do I have with my husband? How much time do I have with myself? What do I do outside of our business? Because like Coffe said, when you're an entrepreneur, especially full time, because bills got to get paid, right? The mortgage won't pay money on the 4th, okay? They want it on the 1st, okay? So we are very consistent with creating and putting, products out there and the things of that nature. But what does it look like outside of that, right? Because we got to have a life outside of our businesses. So what does that look like, Tiff?
Just became to the point where we created some type of balance. So when we first got together, he was in the union and I was a full-time entrepreneur, but I was also still working kind of part-time. So it was a struggle. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely was a struggle because I was like one of those all the time, 24 hours a day. If anybody called my phone, if anybody sent me a message, I always felt like, okay, if I didn't respond to people within like the first however many minutes or however many hours, I would potentially lose that customer. Well, it took a lot of like sleepless nights and just frustration to be like, okay, me and him are, they're straining here now because we're not finding time for each other because we're always working. And then it had became to the point where he's helping me, I'm helping him, but it's still not like creating the intimacy, setting work aside to find time for each other outside of work. So I would say definitely during the pandemic is really what helped us create those boundaries, because we were like, okay, we're going to go ahead and set those the hours of operation where, okay, before this time, we're not going to answer phone calls. We're not going to answer texts. We're not going to answer emails, because we had to find the time for each other outside of our kids. And it hasn't always been easy. I'll definitely tell you that much, because I have a 2-year-old. That's our youngest, and he's very demanding, very demanding. And we're planning to homeschool him. So that's going to be another obstacle we're going to have to cross over. But it's definitely been a roller coaster, I would say. We're still working on that work-life balance as far as hours of, finding the time to separate between everybody and everything.
Right. So I'm glad that you said that, because I do want to get into how we've all pivoted because of COVID, but I want to hear from Crystal. Crystal also has a 3-year-old, and so Crystal is also, going through a separation and things of that nature, right? So that adds another level of maybe stress, or another level of how do I pivot and create the environment that I need to have so that I can be successful. So Crystal, what does work-life balance look like for you?
Work-life balance is definitely becoming better. When the pandemic first hit and I first started working again, it was something that I struggled with so badly because I was a stay-at-home mom prior to coming back to work. So prior to venturing into a business on my own, I was a full-time mom, and she expected me to be there full-time, even when I started working from home. And that became so difficult, so overwhelming. And for me, much like what Tiffany was saying, I have to compartmentalize everything. Down to like even the devices I use. Like my computer I use for work, my phone is for fun, and I just have to separate everything in order to create that balance. So, I will get so distracted on my phone, and I can easily work from my phone, but I won't. I need to sit down on the computer and type out for work. When I get a second to have to myself, I get to be on the phone. I will even go as far as like deleting certain apps like during the day and re-downloading them when I get my me time at night. And another huge thing is just telling my daughter no. Like telling people no in general, like if I don't want to, if I don't feel like I have the bandwidth, I don't overextend myself anymore. It's something that I super struggled with, but it is something that has brought me so much peace in the present moment.
Yeah. And it's super important too, because I think I just want to say I'm proud of all of you, right? I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of you, because we have all figured out a way to pivot during COVID, right? We had no idea this would be happening. We didn't know what this would look like. And for us to continue to be successful and to continue to push our businesses and continue to make money and service the people during this time, like, this is beautiful. We cannot not celebrate that moment, right? To be able to continue to be growth and expand and collaborate and be here today during this moment. So I'm so proud of y'all, and I'm so happy that y'all are still here with us. So because of COVID, I want to know how and what you did to pivot to make sure that you were able to continue to be successful in this moment. I know personally, I was still coming to see SD Black because, I'm an SD bestie. And I had to come to your house during that time when we had to get services. And then to see you open up a salon location that's yours. One, Yolanda, I'm so proud of you. But let's talk about that. So what does it look like from last year or that time to now? What's on the horizon for SD Bestie, and how did you pivot? Like, what did you change to make sure that you were successful? Is she muted? 1 second, Esty. We can't hear you.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So first of all, thank you, because you have been with me since the beginning, since I've been in school. So yes. I appreciate you. So you have seen this journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, the everything. So COVID was a blessing for SD Black. It definitely gave me the confidence to say, like, okay, you can do this. So the way that I pivoted, because we had to shut down, I was doing lashes and facials out of my home. Yes, I was. My whole living room was the whole thing. It was a whole suite. I had to do what I had to do. So, but COVID had shut us down. So I decided to just start offering virtual consultations for my SD besties. I did not, or for my upcoming SD besties. Those virtual consultations were conducted through Zoom or a Facebook call or a FaceTime, whatever was easier for my SD besties. With that virtual consultation, I had everything. I was handwriting everything. I had a template, but I had everything printed out. I was handwriting everything. I was asking them all the questions. I did not charge for the first, I would say 7 or 8 months. I did not charge for my virtual consultations. They were absolutely free. And so with the virtual consultations, though, it was not a sales call. It was more of an educating my clients call. This is what your skin type is looking like. You're telling me your issues and what you want to correct. And from that call, I will tell them the products that I wanted to recommend to them. From that call, I will send it out while we're on the call. These are the products I recommend to you, or I email, and they would buy their products right on the spot. So retail is what needless to say, my virtual consultations, what turned into retail, is what kept SD Black Aesthetics going. I also had to challenge myself during the pandemic because going live is not my strongest suit. But I had to challenge myself during the pandemic to also show up. And what I mean show up, I mean like show my face and do all the crazy things, whether it was putting on masks, whether it was removing my makeup, it was applying a whole face of makeup, and just keeping my SD besties engaged, keeping them, engaged, and just, what word am I looking for, y'all? I'm not sure. But keeping my SD besties like just engaged and making sure to let them know that I'm still here. I'm present.
Yes. And
so
you
I
did great.
for a course of 7 days straight. I went live for 7 days straight. I gained so many new followers.
Yes.
So many. I mean, from Alabama, North Carolina, everywhere. So I was able to expand my reach just by going live and different things of that nature. And like I said, retail is what really kept me afloat. So I had to pivot from being in person to just going retail, still getting to know my SD besties on a personal level via Zoom. And it worked out. A lot of once we were able to open, they went from that virtual consultation, they decided to come lay on my table. So a lot of my SD besties that I met during virtual consultations are now my in-person SD besties.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We love that too. And I love the fact that you were offering those services for free. So just having a 30-minute conversation, getting personal with your clientele. Sometimes that is going to be huge for us to gain a new customer, right? Just taking the time. I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to reach out to someone and just ask a couple of questions and I just couldn't get through. And so for you to be like, hey, I'm going to do a skin consultation with you. I'm going to tell you what you need and work with you in that capacity. I think that's beautiful. And look at the blessing of that, right? When we treat our customers like they are important to us, we reciprocate, we get that back, right? We get new customers. That's going to bring the revenue. That's going to be what we need, because we need to make sure that as Black women business owners, and as a business owner, period, Black man, woman, green, orange, yellow, we need to make sure that we are authentic, that our customer knows that they are important to us. Because what do you look like trying to get somebody money, and if you're not really trying to spend time with them or looking at them as a human, right? And I think as Black women, we understand what it means to be looked at and treated as a human, because there's so many times that we are not, right? And so I think that is so beautiful. I'm so proud of you, Yolanda. Tiffany, you do a lot of cakes and things, so wedding cakes, birthday cakes, and things of that nature. And for you to still be here and expanding and things of that nature, what did that look like for you to pivot during COVID? What kind of products did you offer? What did you do so that you could still be here today and be successful?
Lord Jesus, in the beginning, I thought I was going to lose my mind.
Yeah. I bet, right?
All of my events were canceled. Everything was pushed back. And I was like, oh my goodness, I almost went in panic mode. But the good thing is that people still have birthdays. People still found reasons to celebrate. So all the big events, we transitioned to smaller events. So people were still ordering birthday cakes, but they were on a smaller scale. And then we launched our cake jars. So it was like, okay, since we are slowing down on cakes per se, let's transition our cakes and put them in jars. So we started the online cake jar deal where we were shipping nationwide. So then that way people were able to enjoy our desserts all over. And then we decided, okay, let's take it a step further. Let's see how else we can kind of engage our customers. So we decided to come up with a luxury sprinkle line. So we launched Sprinkles by Cake Lady Studios. In a way of, the people that like to bake at home, decorate and all that stuff. So we launched those two products that we will sell online. And then we also tried to get into the whole virtual online classes, things of that sort. We're planning to revisit that. I have to personally step out of my comfort zone because I used to be that, fun-loving in front of the camera person, but I actually slowed down a lot for whatever reason, and kind of stepped back from it for a while. So I'm trying to get, my momentum back to say, okay, we're going to get back to doing the virtual classes because people like it, people loved it. And I don't know. I do definitely got to, build my confidence back up to get back in front of the camera. more regularly. But that's definitely what helped keep us afloat. And then our niche now is more so small, intimate events opposed to the big celebrations. So now we're, pushing the whole thing of, yeah, you can have a extravagant event, a luxury party, dinner party, brunch, or whatever. And we can transition your home. So that came into our rentals where we do the backdrops, the curtains, and stuff like that. So we kind of tapped into other things in the event industry to kind of keep people engaged and going.
Very, very happy that that has been what has created a way to pivot. So I have a couple of questions, right? Because we did pivot and we needed to do what we needed to do in order to continue to be successful in our businesses. What did that look like to find a new audience, right? So if being a event company, you do weddings and things of that nature, and then Esty, her clientele and how she makes her money is usually in person. Coffe, what did it look like for you? Because, you've been a magazine. What did that look like for you to continue to build your audience and find people that would want to purchase your magazine and things of that nature?
I won't say it was easy. It really was like word of mouth, the same way it is in retail or sales. And I had to really up my internet game, which was very difficult because I had to restructure everything. Now I'm not have the ability to have events or go to networking events and speak to people face to face. I had to actually do everything online. And so that part I wasn't used to. It was very difficult, I would say. So now I had to do everything I was doing on paper and turn it into a completely digital monster. And then anything that I would do in person, I would have to do things like this, like virtual conferences or interviews, which is very difficult when, like, everyone knows who's parents, because your kids aren't quiet. You have them at home for school hours, and then you can't travel. You can't have people in your home. You can't go to anyone else's home. So now you are becoming a media mogul for everybody you know, including your kids.
Right.
You're like doing tech work, troubleshooting.
Yes.
And the people you're trying to interview now may not even know how to use the computer. And you just didn't think it was going to get this difficult because you're like, how long have we had the computer?
Right. Oh, goodness.
So
it's funny to me because you know that your girl be struggling.
And just you bringing it up brings me trauma, right? So you don't want that part to be overwhelming because you're, as an entrepreneur, especially female, you're already handling the product as well as the business side.
Right.
So now you can't even build an effective team or make any type of new networking because you're at home.
Right.
And so you're like paying people that you may not ever see and just praying for the best that your things get completed.
Right. And so
yeah, my pivot was odd, but I mean, I hope everybody else was able to adjust. I mean, because we're still technically pivoting in media. So
yes. I think the pivot is still happening. It's happening for me in my 9-to-5 as a project manager. It's happening for me in my business. And I'm glad that you said that because I'm going to be transparent and honest. I had a moment where I was just like, can I continue to do this? And one of the things, and I will be forever grateful for Black women because Black women are one of the most beautiful things that I've ever experienced in my life. Being a Black woman, having so many Black women that support me, that are in my corner, and Tia, who works with me, she is my business development director. I would not even be here right here today if it wasn't for Tia. So I just want to say thank you, Tia. You are so beautiful to me. Working with her, connecting with her, her doing the things that she does behind the scenes is what makes me successful. And it was very scary because I have to pay that money out of my pocket. You know what I mean? So, and we always think about that because it's like, as I am pivoting because I made some business mistakes. You know what I mean? And so I've been in the game. I was, doing this for 2-3 years and having, 70 appointments a month and doing the things on top of my 9 to 5 and things of that nature and very successful with it. But I made some choices that were not best for my business and having to rebrand and to develop all of these things from almost scratch because I didn't move right at the beginning. And sometimes a hard head makes a soft ass, right? And so I'm learning from those mistakes. And what I had to do was I had to get somebody with me because anybody who knows me knows that Tosh is a butterfly. I flutter here and there and to and fro, and I don't stay on top of shit. So I need somebody to do that for me. And that's what Tia does. And we have got to connect with people who can help us in our business. My word for 2021 is collaboration. Being here with y'all today, I want to collaborate with y'all on all kinds of levels. I want to work with Tiffany to create this brunch that I want to have. Esty Bestie, of course, going to be there, but she's going to keep the girl glowing. You know what I mean? She's going to get some tips for the skin. We're going to get the skincare. Shawnee's going to make me a signature sip. Crystal gonna help me with the budget because she know I be buying too many dresses. Coffee gonna be there because let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know, but Coffee be in my ass. But it's so good to have Black women that pour into you and you pour into them, and they pour into you and you pour into them. We need to make sure that our network of people, Black women, whoever we're connected with, they're pouring into us and we're pouring into them. That is reciprocated, that it is mutually benefiting us to be in this network together. And I feel like every woman that is here, it is mutually beneficial for me to be connected with you, and you guys all bring something to me and I bring something to y'all. And I'm so grateful for that. I want to talk about something though, right? So Crystal may be able to help me speak to this. Coffee may be able to speak to this. And then you other ladies can tell us what it looks like to be the other side of this coin. So I am recently single, of course, right? So we talk about work-life balance. We talk about pivoting, all of the things. And the girl wants to be in love, right? She wants to be partnered again. She want to date. She want to do all of the things. And so here I am, as a newly single woman, I'm a homeowner. I have things that I have to take care of. The bills keep coming, so I work a 9 to 5. And then my business, that's my baby, so I'm putting energy and time into that. Dating. How do you date and have a business and have a household and have all the things and move that forward? Do we say, we can't date, or I can't have this part of my life because I need to have this part of my life, which is my business? Or do we say, I can have it all? Because I want to be the woman that says, I can have it all. I can have a new husband in 5 minutes.
Well, first I want to make sure everybody that's watching, make sure you comment and tell us what you would suggest, because we want everybody to have a word in on this, and then I'll let Tasha finish.
So I'm commenting. So that's what I'm doing over here. I'm on the iPad. I'm saying, hey, I'm talking to everybody. But I'm saying this from a realistic perspective, because one of the things that I learned, I'm 38 years old, and in a couple of days, I'm going to be 39. I was partnered for 14 years, married for 12, recently divorced a month ago. And so what's important for me, for the type of man that I need in my life at this time, he got to be ambitious, right? He has to make more money than me because I'm hustling over here. You see what I'm saying? Like, I got a 9 to 5. I have a business. I fund that. I do that, whatever. And so I'm looking for this type of man that fits that profile, right? And I don't think it's unrealistic. I think there are beautiful Black men out there that are ambitious, that make money, that prioritize the woman in their lives. But then how do we meet this man if we're prioritizing our business and our work and all of these things? So what does that look like? Coffee or Crystal? Tell me what that looks like. Help me.
I mean, you definitely can have it all. You were born to have it all. We were born to have it all. Everything that we want is obtainable and within our grasp. It is, again, compartmentalizing and being aware, like just being aware of your surroundings, especially in the time of COVID where we're not able to like necessarily meet people in scenarios that we would have before. Like just being open, just, having that conversation with that stranger next to you or whatever the case may be, just living in it, being in the moment. Definitely.
Yes. I love that. Mary says that she want to have it all too. So she understand what I'm saying. Mary says she wants it all. The business, the man, all the things. Coffe, I come to you, Coffe, because you've been in this game, Coffe. We had a conversation probably last night.
I just told you. Look. Be careful. I'm gonna first say, be careful what you ask for. If you are a spiritual or any type of person that believes in energy, be careful of the energy you put out and you ask for. You may be lonely one night and get beside yourself. So
I'm not gonna get beside myself.
So don't say, hey, I would love a man to spend time with me, and you don't have time to give.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to be realistic on this journey because with me raising two boys, 13 and 5, first of all, give me a wine, piece of something. And then me running the business on top of other things and collabing with people like Tasha, I don't have the time to, I guess, nurture another human being. So he has to be aware that our time may be limited. We may not be able to do anything but just sleep and watch TV together. So,
baby, let me tell you something. You said something good right there because I have a person that I like, and I suggested a nap day because I needed a nap. So I said, let's just come cuddle and take a nap. And let me tell you, that nap was good, okay?
Yeah. But you have to be aware of that because if he's a businessman, because you was asking for somebody ambitious, if he's ambitious too, then you guys are both maybe running off of empty cups. It's only so many times you can tag team and help the other person.
Yes.
So you may want a polar opposite. You may want somebody that has a regular 9 to 5. But
I thought about that, but and you're right. Like
I'm just pulling out things because they're gonna have to pick up where you don't have the ability to pick up. So if you both off hustling, well, where's the key? Where's the food? Where's the food? Yeah,
the food gonna come from Chef Carter because he do meal prep. And then, look, I got it planned out. Look, I know where we can go get some food. It's gonna be
as long as you know.
Listen, and my kids are grown, so 18, 22. I think I'm doing good. But you're right, Coffe, and I thought about that too. But there's nothing wrong with a man that works a 9 to 5, right? Never. I'll take, listen, because we there's a balance here. But I need to make sure that the man that is right for me understands my ambition and what my dream is and what my goal is and what I'm working towards, right? And so as long as we understand that, he can be an entrepreneur as well, or he can be a 9 to 5 man. As long as that money's flowing like it needs to, listen. And as long as you let Tosh do what she got to do, which is be the confident Black girl and open more and more and more and more businesses, baby, we got a great thing going, right? And also, there are times that in this moment, like you said, once I'm done with everything and I sit down and I take a breath and I've had my time for myself, I would like to have time with someone else. Like, I would like that intimate time. And I want to be clear that I think that that's okay as a woman or as a human, right? Even if it's a man that feels like after he's done all he's done and he's sitting there and he said, damn, where Bay at? I think that that's okay, and I want to have my bag. So I just want to say that. And one of the things that I've done, and I told Coffe this, and I think all the girls here know, Tiffany may not know, is that I'm going on my first ever single vacation by myself out the country, treating the girl. And I think there's things like that that will help me feel fulfilled in honoring myself and self-care for myself. But I think finding love during a pandemic while being a Black woman business owner, Am I looking for a needle in a haystack? Like, what's going on? Yolanda, what you think? She muted. We can't hear you.
You say, Yolanda, what you think?
Yes.
Girl, you know we know each other on the personal level. No, Tasha, I love it. I love it. And the ideal is what I will always say, and I joke around with you, and I say, like, Tasha, you live in a fairy tale. You know, like, you live in a fairy tale world. You know, it's things you have expectations, and there's nothing wrong with having expectations. Sometimes though, when you set them all the way up here, you know, sometimes your feelings be getting hurt, you know. But dating yourself is amazing. Learning yourself is amazing. Letting you know what it is that you want and what you don't want. It's amazing. You know, I had to do that prior to coming out here. You want to get the food from Chef Carter Culinary, but then that means you taking him away from me because he's
Oh, I can't take it. Okay.
but what I'm saying is, so when we're talking about relationships and everything, my fiance works a full-time job as well as works Chef Carter's Culinary, which is his own business, and then we have one together. So what our intimate times look like is literally watching Married at First Sight, okay, in the bed while we resting and we drinking wine. You know, we'll have date night every so often. Like I said, we just had one with Tiffany and her husband. But it's every so often because we don't have the time and we are already homebody. So sitting at home is our date night. Right now he took Dakota on a date. They're having a ramen date right now. So we try to find the time.
Yeah.
But it's few far in between, you know. But we also know this is our time to grind. So I got a man with a 9 to 5 and work and 9 to 5 and has businesses. And I think I just understand it. I don't get me as a woman. I want, we want more.
Right.
We try to express it, and we try to find different ways to be a little bit more creative.
Right.
But honey, I really am fine with laying in bed watching Married at First Sight with a glass of wine. Like,
I know that's right.
And we good with that. But my advice to you is just continue doing what you're doing and have fun.
Right.
And have fun while doing it.
Yes. And it's like what you're saying. Like, so because I was partnered for so long, that's what I miss, right? Like at the end, if you do what you're doing, I'm doing what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, we get in the bed and I'll be like, baby, let me tell you about what we had. And we just watching our little show and we fall asleep or whatever. That's intimacy. You know what I mean? It's not about, physical intimacy as in sex or things of that nature. But sometimes you just need to just lay down and have your little, I used to call them slumber parties because that's how I used to feel like my partner was my best friend and we had these slumber parties. We just laugh hysterically and then just pass out to sleep, right? Because we've had such a day. And you also know I date myself. The girl goes on dates all the time by herself. I would like someone else to come in and date me and take me to places. So that's all I'm saying. Crystal, being newly, into the separation part, how do you feel? Like, are you able to date? Are you able to do things?
Yeah, honestly, I think dating is important. I didn't really date. I've been with my partner for almost 10 years, right? And it's been a difficult transition to single, but when I knew that the relationship needed to end, I ended it and I was able to move forward. And for me, dating has allowed me to get to know myself better. And I think that it's experiences that I wouldn't be able to have and learn about myself just by myself. I need someone else to show me those things about me or to point those things out to me that I like about myself or that I'd like to change about myself, because no one's perfect. We're all on this journey of growth and continuously trying to get better. And, I think dating is important. I think dating is important. And I think that I think where most of us make the mistake is like settling down with the one too soon. Like date, like date.
I'm triggered.
Cooled down from that one person too soon. Like be open.
I'm so triggered.
Natasha, I know you've been asking the single people, but I mean Tiffany is married.
Right.
So,
I was about to ask Shondi. I was about to ask Tiffany. So, Shondi. And I think this is good for Shondi too because Shondi travels, right? So you spend some days away and you come back. And what does that look like to have the date night or the reconnection with your spouse, right?
I mean, we purposely bought a house that had a whole living room in our bedroom so that we could have date nights away from our littles because we have a 1-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 16-year-old. So it's not always the easiest to get out. And then I work nights. My husband is a morning person and I'm a night person. I can stay up till 4 a.m. No problem. Straight up insomniac. And he is like getting a little cranky at 10. So I feel like dating with marriage in mind is key. I know you said you were married 14 years. I've only been married for 5. Like I feel like through my 20s, I dated a lot. I dated with marriage in mind, and I was okay with walking away.
Mm.
Sometimes I might shed a tear. Sometimes I might be like, oh man, I really thought because we all fall in love with potential. But the potential is it never ends. Like, okay, yeah, like it sounds like you're gonna be amazing, and then you never see the finish line. Like you can't hitch yourself to somebody's vision when you can't see the end or the fruition of that vision. So I was very transparent when I did it, and I wasn't afraid to leave.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big part of dating.
I don't know why you guys are triggering me, but y'all triggering me.
I've been proposed to 3 times, and I married my husband. I've not been married multiple times. I married him, and I love him. But a couple times I was like, you know what, this is it. And then I was like, oh, nope.
Had to kiss a couple of frogs, right?
I kissed a couple of frogs. And be okay with it. Be like, you know what? As long as you didn't pop down the aisle, like you can still say no. There's still a back door. You open it. It's fine.
Yes.
But be willing to choose you. Like all those things that you're saying right now, choose those though.
Yes.
Make sure you don't sacrifice them.
I don't want to ask y'all no more questions about dating because I feel personally attacked. But Tiffany, our other married panelist, what are your suggestions? What are your advice? And how long have you been married, Tiff?
I have been married. I'll be going on 3 years on April 3rd.
Yes, come on.
I definitely would say to date, and date. Find the person that's right for you. I feel like, right now, even though it's hard to physically get out there and date, I don't know how you feel about online dating or getting to know people, virtually that way. Even though sometimes that comes with its, downside because you don't really see a person for who they really are because people put on different personas, as we know, online. But I would definitely say date and just take yourself on dates. Get to know yourself because I would definitely say I was previously married before.
Okay, good.
So
See, that's perspective.
And in between, it did take me time to get to know myself. I was with the previous person since high school. So it was like, okay, having to relearn everything that I thought I knew about myself to find who I really was as a business owner, because I've always been an entrepreneur. Like I would say, I feel like I've been an entrepreneur all my life. But definitely taking the time to get to know you, the things you love, the things you bring to the table as a partner, because you want to look for someone who complements that. So definitely take the time. To me, there's no rush. Even when I promise tomorrow, but don't rush it. Take your time. Slow and steady.
Yes. So y'all, okay, so it's Tosh, the confident Black girl. She likes to do everything she wants to do when she want to do it. Okay. And I'll be honest, dating is not my favorite. I love dating me. Allowing someone else to take me on a date, allowing someone else to share my energy in my space, it makes me uncomfortable. And so I am loving the fact that I like someone enough to take me on a date. I don't like the fact that maybe I should consider other options until, like, me, it's like one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Because I don't want to talk to y'all. And so I'm just like, I want him to show up at the door. Ding dong, hey girl, I'm here for you. And I'll be like, yes, he's arrived. So it's really, really difficult, but I love the advice that you're giving. I'm hopeful that the people who are watching will take y'all advice. We know the confident Black girl is not, but that's just Tosh,
Very true. And we're gonna all say a prayer for Miss.
Listen, part of me being the confident person that I am is knowing myself, and I know what I am and what I ain't gonna do.
Well, Miss Confident Black Girl, we are having this happy hour. We are so happy that you ladies joined us. It is an hour show, and like I told her before, you're gonna get to talking, and that hour is gonna fly by. But I would like everyone on the panel to give your one word as a confident Black girl that describes who you are.
Come on, panelists.
Queens.
What'd you say, Tiffany?
I said queens.
Queen.
Come on, queen. Yes. Who else?
Courageous.
Come on, courageous. Yes.
Flexible.
Flat boat. It's a flex. Come on, Yolanda.
Dang. I would say that I'm resilient.
That's my word, but okay, yes.
Oh, sorry.
No. You're fine. You're fine.
We're gonna let Tasha go last. So I'm gonna say mine. I would say maybe creative.
Yes, creative. I love that. So I think the one word that describes me or describes being a confident Black girl that I sit in and I really feel like it's my superpower is that I am sensitive, right? I am able to take in the emotions and the environment and everything that flows my way. And I'm happy to sit into the sensitivity of who I am. I haven't allowed the world to break me down and make me hard to where I can't express my emotions or be myself. I'm going to cry when I'm ready to cry. I'm going to laugh when I'm ready to laugh. You're going to hear me on the video going, hey, all the time because my energy is big. But I allow myself to be my sensitive, soft, bubbly, cute little Care Bear self. And I think that's my superpower. It's my superpower.
Well, I want to make sure, I know everybody's been watching us. Thank you for tuning in and also leaving comments, leaving questions if you have any. Make sure you follow these young ladies. I did put their IG at the bottom, but very, very intelligent women.
Yes.
And also I want to make sure you guys follow the Confident Black Girl, follow her on IG, share, and she will have updates on these ladies, hopefully periodically on how their business is going, because we always want to support business women. Also, if you can follow me at Coffee Mag. This is our little collaboration, so hopefully we can keep this going. We really appreciate you guys, and I want to make sure each lady gets to say what they want a little bit because we kind of rush things, but like I said, it's a happy hour. We don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I hope you got a couple of nuggets from these women and how they are maneuvering and pivoting and making their dreams happen.
Okay.
I'll go last.
I was like, okay. Well, my last little nugget, and honestly, is just really, really simple, y'all. Just do it. I'm sad I wasn't able to really tell my entire journey, but I know my journey is very inspirational, and maybe one day I'll go live by myself and let y'all know my journey. But like Tasha said, I did open my suite in a pandemic, during a pandemic, and it was scary, it was hard, but I'm gonna tell everybody just to do it scared, do it nervous, do it afraid, do it anyway, and even it will boost your confidence, because I went into it not with a lot of confidence within opening up that suite, but I did it. I did it anyway, regardless. So if you guys are thinking about a business, if it's not even a business, but anything that in your life that you're thinking about doing, but you're just too afraid to do it, nothing extraordinary is going to happen in your comfort zone. For you to really, really change some stuff, you got to shake the room. So just shake the room. If it's yourself, whatever, just shake it and just do it, y'all. Just do it. Just try it.
Love it. Come
Yeah.
on, shake the room. Who's next? Come on, who's next?
Dang, that's a hard act to follow, man. Yolanda said it all. Like, for real. And I'm right along with her. Like, literally just whatever it is that you want to do, just, I'm going to say what she just said. Literally just do it. It may be scary at sometimes, but literally just, I'm big on praying and having, the energy, just pray about it and just do it. Literally.
Yes.
I mean, time waits for nobody. So if it's something you want to do, now's the time.
Period.
Yes. Come on, Crystal.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say more of the same. Honestly, there's like, I'm a Virgo, and so I'm always like assessing for the perfect time, and there is no perfect time. Like, just start. And once you start and you can assess where you are, then you're able to pivot and see what you do like, what you don't like, and just keep moving forward. Everything's not going to be right away. It's all a process, and so just start somewhere.
Yes. Come on, Shandi.
So the advice I was given by my mom and a few of my friends kind of said the same thing. They said, if when you start doing something, everything is perfect, you waited too long.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
you can't be great when you first get started, but you have to get started to be great. So like everybody else said, do it scared, do it. Thank you, confident Black girl.
You are so welcome. So I will leave y'all with these tips. One, I am grateful for all y'all.
Let me go first.
Did you go? Come on, Coffee. Come on, Coffee.
I know you're confident in all, but let me at least say what. I want you to make sure you go last.
Yes. Oh, I didn't realize that you didn't go. Come on, Coffee. I'm so sorry. Come on.
Look, now I don't have nothing to say. No,
Yes, you do. Come on, girl. Come on, beautiful.
I would say look to your sisters. Be confident. Don't always feel like you have to network up. I think Issa Rae said that, network across. So I don't care if she has 20 followers, she may have 2,000 connects at home. So be aware of, oh, I'm Instagram famous. Oh, I am this famous. Oh, I'm popular. Because you can look good, but your life may not be all that great. So attach yourself to these women that have this energy. I don't care if it's just them and a picture of their dog and they're just laughing it up, but they dropping these gems. Energy is I'm just a stickler about my energy. If you feel funny or I just feel like I can't laugh wholeheartedly, hysterically, and act like a lunatic in front of you, then I can't really be myself. So like I said, these women have amazing energy and we're just virtual. So I hope you were able to feed off of that. I hope your energy and they're like pour it into your day and you can continue your week and your month and continue to pass it on and pay it forward. So just be confident in network. Yes.
Baby, you just hit a gem right there. They need to run it back. Okay.
Network across. I like that.
Work across. Yes. That was so good. Thank y'all for being here. Confident Black girl. My tip to you is to find your authentic voice. You know what I mean? That voice that's on the inside, that thing that is speaking to you that no one else can hear, that's you. Say that thing. Be that thing. Move in that space. Use that energy. Forget about the outside noise, right? Because the outside noise, it's just going to crush you down. It's going to bring you down. It's like, oh, don't do that. Don't say that. Don't wear that. Don't be that. What I'm telling you to do is be the voice that's on the inside. You know that voice that's been speaking to us since we were a little kid? That's the spirit. And it's telling you, be great. Go bigger. Think beyond those things that you think that are holding you back that you can't do. Yeah, you a mom. I've been a single mom. I've been homeless. I was a mom since I was 16 years old. But let me tell you something. I own a home now. I have a business. I make more money than I've ever made in my life. And all of that came from listening to the voice on the inside. Because the moment that you quiet that voice, that's where you're going to stop. But when you start listening and you allow the voice to flow within you, here comes your creativity. Here comes the things that you're bringing to the people that they need. Write the book, sis. Write the tweet. Take the picture. Go on vacation. Call the person. Do all of the things. Because when you do those things, that's your power. Step outside. Don't look at the person next to you, your friends, the people down the street, the people who've known you your entire life. The things that I do now amazes my parents because they see me as one thing, right? But I'm outside of the box of what they see. You got to move outside of that. And outside of that is where your growth is. That's where your power is. So step outside of yourself. Listen to the voice. Create and be the beautiful being that you were here to be. And I'm so glad that y'all are here. Listen, I let the spirit lead. Yes. I'm so grateful right now. It's overflowing. The energy is overflowing. And I want to tell everybody, I am so happy to see the panel that are here today. Y'all will probably see us next month. Me and Coffee, we will be back with another panel of amazing Black business people having this conversation, talking about our growth, talking about what we did to pivot and get to this place, talking about the confidence, talking about all the things. And I'm just so grateful and thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Thank you, ladies, for spending the time with me. If you need me, I am the Confident Black Girl. You can email me, admin@theconfidentblackgirl.com. Website is in process. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the Confident Black Girl. I do business-to-business coaching. I work with Yolanda. I'm going to be working with Tiffany soon. Hey, Tiff. Call the girl. I help you get camera ready so you can be out here telling everybody what you do. Because during COVID, we got to pivot. We got to be virtual. We got to look like we on NBC. You see what I'm saying? Right. We got to be out here. Oh, this was such a good time. Thank y'all. I'm so happy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yes. So, Coffee, how we in this? You know I'm about to say bye.
She will have you on the phone for 3 hours. So thank you, everybody.
Come on, Coffee, be represented.
Thank you, everybody, again for tuning in with us. We want to thank Shondi. We want to thank Crystal. We want to thank Yolanda. We want to thank Tiffany. Make sure, again, you follow these ladies. Their contact is in the description of this live. Make sure, most importantly, you follow the Confident Black Girl because she is making more confident moves than most. And again, follow me, Coffee Magazine, Coffee, that's Coffea. And thank you guys again. Hope to see you guys and network with you guys later on. Good night. Goodbye.
One thing. Y'all can catch the replay. It will be on YouTube. It will be on all of the social medias of all the girls. So you will be able to catch the replay. Black Mermaid says she just got here. We about to save it. You'll be able to see it. That's
Make sure you share. Thank you guys.
Bye.